How to learn English in just 30 minutes a day. Hello, English learners. My name is Tom, and welcome to Smart English Learning, a friendly place where beginners can learn English slowly, clearly, and confidently. In today's lesson, I want to show you how to improve your English in just 30 minutes a day. This learning plan is perfect for busy people. Maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you have a family to take care of. Maybe you are a student with many classes and assignments. Or perhaps you feel tired after a long day and do not have enough energy to study English for 2 or 3 hours. That is completely normal. You do not need a perfect study room. You do not need a large desk. You do not need many expensive books. You do not need to study for several hours every day. You also do not need to wait for your life to become less busy. You only need a simple plan that is easy to follow and easy to repeat. Many English learners believe that they must study very hard to improve quickly. They create a big study plan. They decide to study grammar for 1 hour, memorize 50 new words, watch a long English video, and complete several exercises every day. On the first day, they feel excited. On the second day, they still feel motivated. But after a few days, they become tired. Work becomes busy. Family problems appear. They miss one day, and then they miss another day. After that, they feel guilty because they did not follow their plan. Finally, they stop studying English completely. The problem is not that they are lazy. The real problem is that their study plan is too large and too difficult to continue. Another common problem is what I call the broken line learning method. Imagine drawing a line on a piece of paper. Today, you study grammar. Tomorrow, you memorize 20 random words. The next day, you watch a 40-minute video. Then you stop studying for 4 days. When you start again, you choose a completely different method. You download a new application. You buy another book. You watch a video about a new learning technique. You begin again, but after a short time, you stop again. Your learning line is broken. There is no clear connection between what you studied yesterday, what you are studying today, and what you will study tomorrow. As a result, you may know a little grammar, a few words, and some useful expressions. However, when someone asks you a simple question in English, you do not know how to answer. You understand some English, but you cannot use it naturally. Here at Smart English Learning, I want to help you change that. Instead of following a broken line, we are going to create a circle. I call this method the 30-minute English circle. This is a daily learning routine that helps you review, listen, remember, speak, and use English in your real life. The circle has 6 simple steps. First, you wake up your English brain. Second, you listen to or read a small piece of English. Third, you use one sentence to create new sentences. Fourth, you practice speaking. Fifth, you connect English to your daily life. Finally, you close the circle and prepare for tomorrow. You do not need to learn a lot every day. You only need to learn a small amount and use it several times. Before we begin, prepare a small notebook, a pen, and your phone. You will use the voice recorder on your phone for speaking practice. You also need one short piece of English. It can be a short video, a short audio lesson, a simple conversation, or a short paragraph. The material should be between 30 seconds and 2 minutes long. Remember, small and useful is better than long and difficult. Now, let us begin the 30-minute English circle. Number. Step 1. Wake up your English brain. Time: 3 minutes. During the first 3 minutes, you are not going to learn anything new. You are going to review 5 words or expressions that you studied before. For example, maybe you learned these 5 expressions yesterday. Wake up early. Have breakfast. Go to work. Feel tired. Take a break. Write the English expressions on one side of your notebook. On the other side, write the meanings or example sentences. When you review them, cover the meanings. Look at the expression, wake up early, and ask yourself, what does this expression mean? Can I use it in a sentence? Then say a sentence aloud. For example, I wake up early every morning. Or, I don't like to wake up early on Sunday. Now look at take a break. Try to remember its meaning without looking at your notes. Then create a sentence. I usually take a break at 10 o'clock. I use. You can also make the sentence personal. I need to take a break because I'm tired. The important thing is to pull the expression out of your memory. Do not only look at the words and read them again and again. Reading is useful, but remembering is more powerful. When you try to remember a word without looking at the answer, your brain works harder. This tells your brain that the word is important. If you cannot remember an expression, do not worry. Do not become angry with yourself. Do not spend 5 minutes staring at one word. Put a small star next to it and write. Come back later. You can review it again tomorrow. The goal of these first 3 minutes is not to remember everything perfectly. The goal is to wake up the English that is already inside your brain. Number. Step 2. Tiny English input. Time: 7 minutes. Now you are going to spend 7 minutes listening to or reading a very short piece of English. For beginners, the material should be simple and clear. Do not choose a fast movie scene with a lot of slang. Do not choose a difficult news report. Do not choose a long article with hundreds of new words. Choose something about daily life. For example, you can choose a short conversation about work, food, shopping, family, weather, or weekend plans. Here is a simple conversation. Hi, Emma. Are you busy today? Yes, I have a lot of work. Rio, do you want to have lunch together? Sure. Let's meet at 12. Listen to the conversation 3 times. During the first listening, focus only on the main idea. Do not stop after every word. Do not try to translate the whole conversation. Ask yourself, who is speaking? What are they talking about? What are they planning to do? In this conversation, one person asks Emma if she is busy. Then the person invites her to have lunch. They decide to meet at 12. That is the main idea. During the second listening, look for useful expressions. You may notice these sentences. Are you busy today? And do you want to have lunch together? Let's meet at 12. During the third listening, pay attention to natural pronunciation. Listen to how the speaker connects the words. Listen to the rhythm of the sentences. Notice when the speaker's voice goes up and when it goes down. After listening, Choose only 1 to 3 useful sentences and write them in a section of your notebook called Today's English. Do not copy every sentence. Do not try to collect too much English. Many learners write down 15 or 20 sentences from one lesson. However, they never use those sentences. One sentence that you can use is more valuable than 20 sentences that you only read once. For example, you can choose this sentence. Do you want to have lunch together? This is a useful sentence because you can change one word and use it in many situations. Do you want to have dinner together? Do you want to have coffee together? Do you want to study together? Do you want to go shopping together? One simple sentence can become many useful sentences. That is the power of tiny input. You do not need to understand a long video. You only need to find a small piece of English that you can understand, remember, and use. Number. Step 3. The sentence machine. Time. 5 minutes. During the next 5 minutes, you will take one useful sentence and turn it into several new sentences. Think of the original sentence as a machine. The structure stays the same, but you can put different words into it. For example, imagine that today's sentence is, I want to buy a new phone. Keep the structure. I want to. Now, change the final part. I want to learn English. I want to drink some water. I want to go home. I want to call my friend. I want to sleep early tonight. Now change the subject. My brother wants to buy a new phone. My friend wants to learn English. My mother wants to go shopping. You do not need to study a long grammar explanation first. You can learn the sentence pattern by seeing it and using it. Here is another example. I'm trying to save more money. Keep the sentence shape. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I'm trying to. Then create new sentences. I'm trying to exercise every day. I'm trying to eat less sugar. I'm trying to speak English more often. I'm trying to wake up earlier. I'm trying to go to bed before 11. Make your sentences personal. Use your real job, your real family, your real plans, and your real problems. A sentence connected to your life is easier to remember than a sentence about a person you do not know. For example, instead of saying, John wants to buy a blue car, you can say, I want to buy a new motorbike. I want to buy a new motorbike. Instead of saying, Mary is learning to cook, you can say, my daughter is learning to cook. Your brain remembers information better when it has a personal connection. Try to create at least 5 new sentences. After writing them, say each sentence aloud 2 or 3 times. Do not only write them silently. English is not only information for your eyes. It is a language for your ears and your mouth. Your mouth needs practice too. At first, some sentences may feel difficult. You may speak slowly, you may stop in the middle. That is okay. The more often you say a sentence, the more comfortable it will become. Number. Step 4. Speaking practice. Time. 7 minutes. Now we arrive at the part that many beginners are afraid of. Speaking. Maybe you think you do not know enough words. Maybe you are worried about your pronunciation. Maybe you are afraid of making grammar mistakes. Maybe you do not like hearing your own recorded voice. These feelings are normal, but you do not need perfect English to start speaking. Speaking is not the final step after you learn everything. Speaking is part of the learning process. Open the voice recorder on your phone. Choose one simple question and speak for 1 minute. Here are some questions you can use. What did I do today? What do I usually do in the morning? I. What food do I like? What is my job? What do I want to do this weekend? What did I eat for lunch? How do I feel today? Let us choose this question. What did I do today? You can say, today, I woke up at 6:30. I had breakfast with my family. I ate bread and eggs. Then I went to work. I was very busy in the morning. I had lunch at 12. In the afternoon, I answered some emails. I came home at 6. Your answer does not need to be long. It does not need to be exciting. You are practicing how to use simple English to talk about your real life. Maybe you stop and forget a word. You might say, today, I woke up at 6. Then I went to the. I don't know the word. See, that is okay. Do not stop the recording. Use easier words. For example, maybe you do not know how to say a specific household activity. You can simply say, I cleaned my house. Maybe you do not know the perfect way to say that you took your child to school. You can say, I went to school with my child. It may not be the most natural sentence, but you are still communicating. That is more important than being silent. Continue speaking until the minute is finished. Then stop the recording and listen to yourself. When you listen, do not try to find every mistake. If you find 10 mistakes and try to correct all of them, you may feel discouraged. Choose only one thing to improve. For example, maybe you said, do not rask. I go to work yesterday. You can correct it. I went to work yesterday. Maybe you use the word very too many times. I was very tired. My work was very difficult. The office was very busy. Choose one sentence and improve it. I was really tired after a busy day at work. At the end of this activity, create one better sentence. I call this one better sentence. Your original sentence might be, my day was busy. Your better sentence could be, I had a busy day because I had many things to finish. The first sentence is not wrong. The second sentence simply gives more information and sounds more complete. You only need one better sentence every day. After 30 days, you will have 30 improved sentences. After several months, you will speak more clearly and confidently. You will also become less afraid of mistakes because you will understand that mistakes are part of practice. Number. Step 5. Life English. Time. 5 minutes. Now, leave your notebook for a moment. Look at the world around you. During these 5 minutes, use English to describe your real environment. If you are in your bedroom, say, I'm standing in my bedroom. The window is open. My phone is on the bed. There are some clothes on the chair. My room is a little messy. I need to clean the floor. If you are in the kitchen, say, I'm in the kitchen. There are some dishes in the sink. The rice is ready. There is a bottle of water on the table. I'm going to make some tea. I need to wash the dishes. If you are walking outside, you can say quietly, there are many people on the street. A man is riding a motorbike. The traffic is heavy today. The weather is hot. I'm waiting for the traffic light. A woman is buying some fruit. You do not need to create difficult sentences. Describe simple things that are happening now. When it rains, say, it's raining. When you feel hungry, say, I'm hungry. When you open a door, say, I'm opening the door. When you prepare for work, say, I'm getting ready for work. When you make coffee, say, I'm making a cup of coffee. When your phone rings, say, my phone is ringing. This exercise brings English out of your notebook and into your real life. If English only exists in a book, it may always feel like a school subject. But when you use English to describe your room, your food, your work, and your feelings, it starts to become a real language. You begin to connect English words directly to objects and actions. You do not always need to translate from your first language. You see a chair and think, chair. You open a window and think, I'm opening the window. This is a small but powerful habit. Number. Step 6. Close the circle. Time. 3 minutes. During the final 3 minutes, open your notebook and write 3 short lines. The first line is, today I learned. For example, today I learned how to invite someone to lunch. The second line is, today I used. For example, today I used the sentence, do you want to have lunch together? Ah, 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 ah. The third line is, tomorrow I will review. For example, tomorrow I will review wake up early and take a break. These 3 lines help you see what you completed today. They also connect today's lesson to tomorrow's lesson. When you begin your 3-minute review tomorrow, you will already know which words or sentences need more practice. The circle is now closed. But your learning journey is not finished. Tomorrow, you will open the circle again. You will review some old English, learn a small amount of new English, create your own sentences, practice speaking, use English in your life, and prepare for the next day. This is how consistency works. Number. What if you do not have 30 minutes? Maybe you are thinking, Tom, this plan sounds useful, but some days I do not have 30 minutes. That is not a problem. On very busy days, use the 5-minute version. Spend 1 minute reviewing one old expression. Spend 1 minute listening to a short English sentence. Spend 1 minute creating a new sentence. Spend 1 minute speaking about your day. Spend 1 minute writing a note in your notebook. 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes. The most important thing is to keep your English circle alive. Imagine that your English habit is a small fire. On days when you have more time, you can add more wood to the fire. On busy days, you may only add one small stick. But as long as the fire is still burning, you can continue tomorrow. Do not believe that missing a full 30-minute lesson means you have failed. A short lesson is still a lesson. A simple sentence is still practice. 1 minute of speaking is still progress. Number. Keep your notebook simple. Your English notebook does not need to be beautiful. You do not need expensive pens, colorful stickers, or perfect handwriting. Do not spend 30 minutes decorating a page and only 2 minutes using English. Your notebook is a place for practice. It can contain mistakes. You can cross out words. You can write notes in the margins. Some pages may look messy. That is completely fine. The notebook is not a piece of art. It is a working tool. It shows your learning process. Number. Use more and collect less. Another common mistake is collecting too much information. Many learners save hundreds of videos but never watch them again. They download many books but do not finish one chapter. They write thousands of words but never use them in a conversation. They install several applications but do not practice consistently with any of them. Learning English is not a competition to see who has the most study materials. You do not need more content. You need more practice with useful content. One short conversation can teach you several useful expressions. One sentence can help you create 10 personal sentences. One question can give you 7 minutes of speaking practice. Focus on using English, not collecting English. Suppose you learn 3 new sentences every day, but you only remember and use one sentence well. After 1 month, you will have about 30 useful sentences. After 6 months, you may have nearly 200 sentences. After 1 year, you can have hundreds of useful sentences about work, family, food, shopping, emotions, daily activities, and future plans. More importantly, those sentences will not only exist on paper, you will have listened to them. You will have spoken them. You will have changed them. You will have connected them to your life. That is real progress. Number. Do not compare yourself to other learners. Some people learn faster than you. Some people have studied English for many years. Some people have more free time. Some people live in an English-speaking country. Their journey is different from yours. Do not compare your beginning to another person's 10th year. Compare yourself today with yourself 1 month ago. Last month, maybe you could not speak for 1 minute about your day. Today, perhaps you can say 5 or 6 sentences. That is progress. Last month, you only said, "I am tired." I am tired. Today, you can say, "I'm tired because I had a busy day at work." That is progress. Last month, you needed several minutes to create one sentence. Today, you can use one sentence pattern to create 5 new sentences. That is also progress. Small progress may be difficult to see from one day to the next, but after several weeks, the difference becomes clear. Number. Start today. You do not need to wait until Monday. You do not need to wait for the beginning of a new month. You do not need to buy another English book. You do not need to prepare everything perfectly. Start today. Choose 5 old words or expressions. Find a short English video or audio clip. Write down 1 to 3 useful sentences. Use one sentence pattern to create 5 personal sentences. Open your phone and speak for 1 minute. Look around your room and describe what you see. Finally, write 3 short lines in your notebook. After 30 minutes, you will have completed your first English circle. Tomorrow, do it again. You can choose a new conversation, but remember to review the important sentences from today. Learn less, but use more. Move slowly, but keep moving. Allow yourself to make mistakes, because every mistake means that you are trying to use English. You do not need a perfect beginning. You only need a beginning that is small enough to repeat tomorrow. My name is Tom, and thank you for learning with Smart English Learning. Try this 30-minute plan today and write your first sentence in your notebook. Today, I started my English journey. Remember, English does not improve because of one very long study session. It improves because of many small lessons repeated consistently. Keep your English circle alive, practice a little every day, and trust the process. I will see you in the next lesson here on Smart English Learning.